5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey YouTube, music, or rather, Phoenix Destiny here. I almost slipped in my own intro, but yeah, Phoenix Destiny here bringing you take 2 of the Truth Time video because we have some new information. Who is we, you might ask? I have in the party Blackwing. Go ahead and say hello, man.
Hello, also known as Mr. Josh 193, and the subject is last time the video was over.
Sound down so this time it won't interfere.
And I'm back.
Oh, you
Oh,
got
okay,
back just in time,
good.
actually.
Yeah. I
And joining
heard noise from the living room, so I kind of
and
figured, oh, you guys started the stream again. So
yeah, and
again,
joining us
it's
is also
Hero.
Hero. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess you already said hi, so let's
Hmm.
go ahead and get started, and let's not even hold back on the details this time. Blackwing, you said you had some
Okay.
new information with us. Care to share?
Oh, okay. It's the thing about the whole Vic Mignon situation. Um, Basically, it's in my suggestion, in my opinion, that it's power play. After the Broly movie made um a lot of money, all these accusations of Vic Mignogna start circulating. Falsify all these rumors, speculations, accusations start showing up, and about a week later, this week, they Rooster Teeth and Funimation decide to can him. Then basically this Kick Vic movement, which is it's effectively ruined Vic Mignogna's life. Um,
Hmm.
Hmm.
there's been people that are been going around falsifying consented photos of fans and going around just it's a giant smear campaign, and there's only a few people are benefiting from it, which is I think is complete bullcrap. And another thing is that more Rooster Teeth employees have come out and start slandering him on Twitter. There's even one that would be sued if Vic saw the threats.
Hmm.
Really?
And music, I hate to Phoenix Destiny, I would hate to say this, but it's one of your favorite voice actors.
Of which you
Hmm.
informed me earlier before we started the stream who it was. And needless to say, now you know why my video description is what it is today.
And you guys, be better watch this because if any Funimation or Rusty sees this, um, right now it's pretty much that they're pretty much going in a full blown victim mode, which is basically pretty much what they have is thank you for thanks for the tweet, or thanks for the video. I have cataloged it and sent it to my lawyer, and proper authorities will handle it. And they're doing this because why? It's because they're damn scared that they're getting found out.
Hmm.
I mean, it's no real big secret that people will always try every dirty trick in the book to hide the truth.
But
Hmm.
here's the thing. Also now is um half the people are asking Funimation to release the evidence of why Vic was instead of
Wrongfully
uh,
accused.
Y-
wrongfully accused, but nowadays it's guilty before proven innocent.
Well, the
Hmm.
thing of it is, according to a well known YouTuber that goes by the name of Lost Paws, he's aware of this fact too, and apparently, I guess for the moment, until Vic actually does take this thing to court, they're not legally obligated to do it. It's just a jerk move.
The thing
Hmm.
is, I think it was. They did this in like in a half like in about 3 days. They all they did was no it was just a PR thing. Their PR said this thing's gonna have a troll, and we need to cut ties with Vic ASAP. So what they did is they told him to clean his office out and get the boot.
Hmm.
Essentially,
Which to
they're
me still
twisted.
is unfair.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
essentially a twisted version of damage control.
but also another thing is in the background is that I can't say Miss Real because she's pretty much going around on Twitter, snapshotting every single people criticizing her and asking where's the evidence. And they're not being criticized, they're not being harassing, is they're just asking her what's going on, what's the deal. Besides, she came out with a tweet, I think about I think last week or so, and said that Vic said he molested her, and a few other YouTubers have been covering it, saying that she's been knowing this for 10 years. She's liable for jail time for aiding and abetting.
Hmm.
Yeah, because, I mean, essentially what everybody's saying is, so let me get this straight. So you're saying he's been this way all this time, but that essentially means you knew about it and you covered it up? Like, why?
Yeah.
To protect your own interest? I mean,
Maybe some people do that.
my
But
thing
also,
is... Oh, sorry,
but
go ahead.
another thing is, right now, it's just a thing that's localized in voice acting in general. Some well-known voice actors like Bosch and more of those type of caliber voice actors have not commented on it. They're staying silent. They're pretty much just they don't want any part of it. They don't want any drama. They're just
Well,
right now. They're just trying to make sure that um, not to mention, Comic Cons are actually threatening to call security on you. Cons are threatening to call security if Monica Vale is at the con and you ask her about this. They will call security and throw your ass out.
Hmm. Which makes sense. Because when you're saying something about it, it just means you're adding to the drama, right?
may, maybe so, but I mean, the people have a right to know the truth. My thing is, you can
Hmm.
only
I
keep the
mean,
truth
like,
hidden for so long. Eventually, it
I
will
mean,
surface.
hmm I think it is wise to keep your mouth shut, but at the same time, sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut about it because you could potentially what you say could also add to the fire of what's going on.
And
Let's say
also,
if you're gonna protect him, you're saying stuff that is saying that he is innocent. By all means, some people could take it the wrong way. So whether you
and
say something about it could be a good or bad. It just depends on how the person takes it. So, yeah.
and pretty much everyone nowadays believes whatever goes on Twitter is facts. To pretty much point to amazingly what Maze Lucas says, I don't believe I don't believe victim, I don't believe men, I don't believe women, I believe the facts. Unless they come out and say that the investigation did say that Vic Mignogna did this stuff, Funimation is liable for accountable for abating this.
Hmm.
It's not Monica Real's fault, it's the company's fault.
Hmm.
I mean, the people that has on been on screen with Vic, all the people that he's gone and helped. He even this is one evidence I think that people have seen this on camera. He's actually basically he went to this girl's surgery room. She was diagnosed with scoliosis, with a scoliosis. Because she
Little hiccup.
asked him to come to the hospital, and you know what he did? He came up, talked to her, sat right next to her bed, even signed a few posters that she wanted autographed.
Hmm.
And all the work that he's done, I'm gonna call this right now with Funimation and the rise of Miss Royale is the Starscream effect.
Hmm.
And everyone knows what happens to Starscream at the end.
Yeah, it's
One's a.
killed.
Yep.
But in my honest cases, the best opinion I'm gonna go for the Starscream that's more known is the one from the 80s movie.
Mm.
Because once Starscream had Megatron on board of Astrotrain, and there was not enough room, it was making Astrotrain too heavy. So you know what he did?
He threw him off.
He threw him out of the cargo hatch and said, "Oh, look how mighty the fallen you are, Megatron,"
Hmm.
and threw him out. And about a few seconds later, he comes back as Galvatron, and he says, "Megatron, is that you?" And you know what Galvatron said? "Here's a hint."
And then he blasts him.
So my honest opinion is, um, any of those Funimation, any people that are going with Kick Vic, don't just believe this Me Too stuff just because someone said that they're actually a victim. There's actually been YouTubers that have families that have been have gone through basically. How can I example to Crimson Kong? I have actually got to recently watch his videos. He is actually pissed at Funimation right now because Monica Rial and her cronies have been running their mouths. Even their lawyers have told them to get off of Twitter, stay off of social media, and don't say anything. And the next day or so, guess what they do?
Doesn't
They
anyway.
yap on Twitter,
There was
which
a
to
threatened,
me doesn't make sense.
which,
Because when you
and
do
all,
that, it's just adding to the fire of it.
and it's actually making that you've done a Jew. That I'm going to pull this as an example, and people that might know this reference. You're pulling a Judas Iscariot. Yes, I'm going there. Um, Everyone knows the story about Judas Iscariot, right?
I assume some people do, some people
Alex,
don't.
he's basically the guy that sold Jesus out for for about a few shiny coins.
Mhm.
So basically, dude, is enjoy your 13 minutes of fame because sooner or later you're gonna end up like Starscream.
Mhm.
And I will tell you, this is a tweet that's coming off of Jamie's freaking account, and this is a threat. This is a threat that she has stated. Let me get this threat because I got to find it. This is a threat that she has stated out to everyone. That when this was dated February the 6th on her Twitter, replying to Monica and Ashanenko, yes, I want his head, I want his balls, I want him to feel every every ounce of pain that he has caused others and fucking choke on it. And I want you to get his dick out of your ear so you can hear reality. But you but you do not know that is just me. That comes from Miss Marchie's freaking Twitter page out of her mouth.
Wow. No wonder she actually plays what's known as the Princess of Destruction in High School DxD. Yeah, way to go, Jamie. You're basically playing your character in real life.
But the
At least it's
problem
my
is,
opinion.
though, I mean, I wish that I can show you guys what's going on. And not to mention, Jamie Marsh is in charge of Miss Kobayashi's English dub. She's also the person behind the scenes doing some of the scripts for the English dubs.
Mhm.
She has gone back and put crap that shouldn't have been in there because it fits her agenda. Because she's basically just one of those people. I'm not throwing anything. I'm being biased. This is just what I heard. She's people at Funimation, probably her, of going back and changing the script
Mhm.
to fit fit some of the stuff that she believes in politically.
Mhm.
And our friend J Rock, which he's not with us during with the last stream, we all believe, including him, saying uh, politics do not belong in the workplace.
Yeah, I believe in that too. Because once you
And
throw that into work, it just screws everything else up.
something else that's going on as well. Um, three main characters of Dragon Ball's voice actors have gone on record and publicly. One of them actually says she's on his side, which is Sunny Straight. Sean Schemmel has Sean Schemmel has gone publicly to make fun of him. There was a video that was uploaded, but it got taken down by him. But someone actually recorded it, thank you, via by archives. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And pretty much Monica Real and her posse, they're completely been under fire since last week. And they pretty much has told everybody that if this harassment pursues, I'm calling Homeland Security.
Mhm.
And last I checked, Homeland doesn't deal with this petty stuff.
Mhm.
Do you have any thoughts on this, my comrades?
Well,
Well, I'm not too well versed in this, so all I know is that Vic Mignogna is just getting screwed out of a career, and quite frankly, I just think it's wrong.
And there's actually a YouTuber that I actually recently watched, but people have condemning him, but he actually does put out a good line. Does anyone remember the original Spider-Man Raimi series, right?
Mm,
Does anyone remember what the Green Goblin said?
I don't remember. At
They
least not
okay.
from the original.
I'll put it up. The people love most more than a hero is how they build them up. That they love to see them fall.
Mm,
So my honest opinion is to be talking about this is there's people going around doctoring evidence, using this victim card, which is annoying. There is actual professional victims that will go out there and pretty much say, "Oh my God, he did this to me," without, and people at the drop of the hat will pretty much say, "Get out, 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 out."
my
And the thing is, with me, I actually had to deal with a coworker that was actually doing that shit right in front of me. I actually saw him doing sexual harassment to other female coworkers. I told him, I was the head CSR. I told him, "You're gonna get fired if you do not stop." And you know what he does? The next 3 days after I told him I stop, to stop, he doesn't stop. and it's about the point where all the female coworkers are going to quit. So we had to.
Personally, I've had an issue at a factory before. This is coming from one of the supervisors that I've worked with, and he just kept saying racist remarks towards me. And I honestly, I don't want to deal with it, so I go and tell another one of my supervisors saying, hey, this guy is being a racist asshole to me. Can you tell him to stop? He stops for a couple of days, and then another day he comes back and says something that just completely sets me off. And I don't know what the supervisors are gonna do. I just said, that's it. I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with this. Because, quite frankly, it's just rude to say something that's completely racist.
And last I checked, what you told me about yourself there, Law, is that you're Chinese.
Hmm. You can probably guess what he said to me.
Yeah, which I'm not
And
gonna
quite
say.
frank, I'm okay when friends say it, but when it's someone that I'm not too familiar with says something to me about it like that, I'm more likely to snap, or I will take the chance and just walk away from it. Because when I get angry, I don't want the other person to take the other end of the stick, to be honest. Because if I get pissed, you just don't want to see the end of it.
And music,
And even racist remarks towards me from friends, sometimes, depending on my mood, I will be like, you're kind of stepping on the wrong person to say that at the moment, or I'm just not in the mood for it.
And the thing is, the nerd YouTuber that go back to Kong a minute ago, if he said, this is what he said, if this was going on, cameras would have caught it, because there's cameras all over in that damn office building.
This is true.
And not to mention music, don't you have a story to tell us about if someone was saying something like that about you as well? Mainly because if I recall their music, once didn't you say about yourself that you're African American?
Yeah.
So don't you have like a story to tell for the audience?
Well, nobody's
About
ever
someone.
sent any racist comments like that to me, though I will admit there was this one time in school when I actually got suspended because a girl actually tried to start something with me and I didn't take that lying down. So here's how it goes. I'm waiting by the door at the end of math class, nothing special. And then I'm just looking around because I'm bored, and my eyes happen to land on this girl, or more specifically, a pin she's wearing, because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's the type of pin from one of the resort hotels around here. I didn't know she worked around there, but she thought I was more or less glaring at her like a pervert. She more or less said, are you staring at me? And I said, no, I'm not staring at you. I'm not. And then she said, yeah, you're just lying to me. I'm like, I'm not lying. As a matter of fact, how do I know you're not the liar trying to start up some crap? So then she takes offense and she's like, you know what, say that again. So I'm like, the cheeky
Quite
person
honestly,
don't interrupt, still talking. Anyway, so the cheeky person I am, I literally say that again. She throws water on me. We fight. And then end result, I wind up getting suspended alongside with her for 3 days. All because in the interest of so-called fairness. Because I'm just going to put you on this, I know for a fact if that was a dude I had fought, I would have got away with it.
And last I checked, music, you got hit with a stereotypical, didn't you?
Pretty much. I mean, my thing is, she shouldn't have threw water on me. And you
Uh-huh.
know what?
Quite honestly,
I know we're on a
I
bit of
just
a
think to clarify
not a.
this, you could have said that you're staring at the pin on her shirt or whatever she's wearing.
No, my thing
Then
is
she
like,
would have probably been like, okay, at least you're saying you're staring at a specific spot, not at her assets.
no, my thing is, I would have said something about that, but at the time I didn't think about it. And now that I thought about it, I feel like, you know what? I shouldn't have had to say anything, because, I mean, as long as I'm not directly looking at you in the eyes, then I'm not looking at you. I mean, my thing is, why would I want to... At the time, I would not have wanted to look at her anyways. I mean, that girl was ugly! Literally, her front was
Music, you
lipping a
want to
bit.
keep it.
I'm sorry.
Remember, dude, we're still on live stream, so we to keep it
You know what?
simple.
We
Let's
may
just
be
keep.
on live stream, but the thing of it is, they have. You know what? I never really shared this with anyone about myself on live stream before, but I'm just going to say this. Personally, I don't care if you're male or female. You mess with me, all bets are off. Because that's the thing. I'm the type of person that's a live and let live guy. If you're a decent person, then that's fine. I can get along with you. If you're a jerk, then I don't care what color or race you are. I can dislike you all the same. Make of that what you will, but you know what? At least I'm being straight with you, and I can say that that's a lot more than a lot of people try to do.
To get back to our main topic right now, um, all we're asking is that if instead of hiding behind, oh, he did this for so many years, why is there not a police report? Why is there not a person just why is there not a person just asking?
Ain't it
Where
obvious? Because
is
they... Oh, sorry. Keep going.
the only way that will ever stop about asking about Vic Mignogna is if you settle this in a court of law, like reasonable people, not the court of public opinion.
Because a court of public opinion ain't exactly a legitimate law, if you ask me.
But the problem is, to other people, they don't care.
Yeah, but the funniest thing is I bet you they would care if it was their butt on the line.
Well,
That's the
the
thing.
thing
Nobody
is,
ever has the slightest bit of empathy for situations like this.
it's either, oh shit, you did it, you're guilty.
I mean,
And
I guess it's easy to...
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you go ahead first.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, it's like, oh yeah, it's real easy to say that, you know, nothing's gonna happen to me if nothing's happened yet, but that's the thing though. I feel like everybody should have at least like one small ounce of empathy, because anything can happen. That's all I'm saying. Anything can happen, and it won't be him in that chair, but, you know, it'll be you in the question chair, like everybody pointing microphones and cameras at you and trying to meddle in your life. Seriously, I know for a fact none of you would feel the same way if it was you up there getting your life ruined. Because at that point, you'd want people to feel sorry for you, right?
But no, but with these people nowadays, with this Me Too movement, without any proof nowadays, people that actually are being assaulted, molested, raped, if you try to tell them that, oh, I'm the victim of this, people are not going to believe them off the bat. But no. And here's the thing. I hate to say this to point to what one YouTuber said. This entire thing with Vic Mignogna is just one big attention grab. Because my opinion is, no one knew who Monica Rial was until just now.
Yeah, I mean, arguably she's been in a lot of titles, but a lot of them are niche.
But guess what? Soon as the big bad Vic Mignogna incident, guess what happens? She's taken most of his jobs at Rooster Teeth, at Funimation, which behind the scenes, Vic Mignogna, due to his excellent years of of conduct, they gave him his own studio to manage.
I mean, jealousy is never a pretty thing.
But the thing is,
Jealousy is
nowadays,
never a pretty thing.
Yeah.
does anyone remember what? I'm using a reference. Has anyone seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Right.
I've seen the original Full Metal Alchemist, not the Brotherhood.
Oh,
Well, it shows you what envy's true form is. And there's different depictions of envy. Usually, envy is depicted as in Japanese mythology. Envy in certain other animes and medias has portrayed envy as a spider.
It makes sense in a way.
but anyways, getting back on track though.
Just the honest opinion is, guys, the moral of the story is, people, this Me Too movement, even once one accusation will destroy your life.
Actually, there's a similar case to this in Canada as well. There's a radio talk host here, and apparently he's gone around and say, "Oh, I'm this talk show host on the radio, on CBC radio," and he's saying that to girls, and he got them in bed, and after a while, there's some girls that go up and say, "Oh, this guy molested me," without their consent. And in the end, he got screwed really badly because, well, he had no evidence to prove him innocent. Of course, this is opposite of what's going on right now. And there's another one. I don't quite remember when it was, but oh, it's with a Chinese artist. Same thing, gone around molested women in bed. So, I don't know. Sometimes the world just seems like crap.
And everyone knows this popular meme by Futurama. The professor. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Because right now, guys, until we have proof that Vic actually did this or he didn't, you bet your ass that people are going to still ask questions. And by the way, I just found something out that was posted when Hey was talking about it. He said that Nepin Kaplan or whatever his name was, the guy that does Zarkon right now for Netflix, for Voltron. A few years back, he was due. A few years back, you know how some people, the con staff will assign you an assistant, right?
Yeah.
Well, he tried to pretty much. He was intoxicated. He wanted this assistant was about 18 years old, and wanted him to come up to his room, his freaking hotel room, and he was intoxicated.
Mm-hmm. Even though it's not right, in this case, well, he's not in the right state of mind.
But
which, in any cases, I'm pretty sure anyone in their right state of mind would not think about doing it.
Well, the thing
unless
is,
you're
dude,
just mentally screwed in the head.
Well, the guy tried to ask him to come with dinner, I mean, there's text screenshots of him trying to coax her up to coming up to his room. Even the thing is, dude, that still counts as form as harassment.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I believe that should be investigated, but there's still people that's going around falsifying pictures. Not to mention, Anime's News Network has yet to do an apology for some of these fans that have their pictures from Facebook going down and using from their consent
Mm-hmm.
without their consent and knowledge, and pretty much it caused a backfire. And Vic Mignogna, well, if he wanted to, he can sue all of them. If what he posted on his Twitter about a few days ago, he said this: every story has two sides.
Mm-hmm. And right now, everyone on social media is just hearing the one side of it from not the
Funimation
person's
side.
point of view. Exactly.
And the thing is, that's not right. And here's the thing nowadays, guys. I believe that Funimation, Rooster Teeth, Monica, everyone at Funimation, all we're asking for is where's the evidence? Where's the police reports? If it hasn't gone to the court, we're not going to stop bugging you. All we're
Mm-hmm.
asking is where is the police reports? You can't just sell this in a public in a court of public opinion. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing the court of public opinion is good for is slander. And and the thing is, oh, and by the way, I hate to bring this on. There's been some people that have friends in Twitter randomly having their accounts banned
Mm-hmm.
just because they don't like the fact that some people are standing up for Vic Mignogna.
Mm-hmm.
So don't you think that's kind of suspicious?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like I said right from the start of the stream. They're trying to silence the truth, but that's the thing. You can't hide the truth. Eventually, it is going to come out.
And by the way, I'd say, um, Hero, how long does usually a investigation usually last for that kind of stuff?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm kind of the wrong person to go for this.
Well, what I heard from my brother, he said it depends on the company, but for a company like Funimation or like that, it should for a quick decision like that. It just sounded like it's just a one and done situation. It was like, okay, damage control, let's get rid of it because all it's going to do is to cause us problems. If we don't handle the situation properly, it's gonna bite us in the ass. And there was a news article about somebody that did a shitty investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what happened, right?
What's that?
What?
The investigation was redone by an outside investigation that is provided by the government.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that was didn't the person that didn't have a good trial or a fair investigation, guess what happened?
What
What?
happened?
The investigation was proven by the company that the investigation handled by the company was false.
Mm-hmm.
So when the government got involved, they did a unbiased, actually proving that the company that has the company that did the company itself and did an internal investigation was unbiased, and the person that was fired unlawfully won a lawsuit about $3 million.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what Hero said earlier is basically Funimation does not have to release the information unless it's done by a court of law. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, I've been rambling on for about a good 20 minutes. Music, is there anything that you want to say, Phoenix Destiny?
No, there's nothing else I'd like to add at this point because unfortunately it's like you said, anything else I add could possibly get taken the wrong way. And the thing of it is, everything else is just going to be passionate, anger driven, so I'm trying to maintain some air of professionality here, so
I'm just gonna
the only
say
other
this.
thing I really got to say is this. Honestly, no, irregardless of how this pans out, and I'm not saying that things are going to go against Vic since we already know the truth, but irregardless of what happens, I'm just going to say this. Monica, you have officially lost my respect. You and Jamie
Um,
Marchi both.
Actually, dude, not to mention half the DBZ cast. We're jumping on the bandwagon just because of you guys saying, "Oh, it's because of
Well, being
just
perfectly
because."
honest, I mean, I kind of lost interest in Dragon Ball. That's why I'm not even caring about them right now that much. So that's why ultimately I just said only her. But, and yeah, that might sound like I'm singling out somebody, but the thing of it is, no. It's just, it's just my choice of how I've gotten tired of the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's,
more or less, that's all I got to say. You've officially lost my respect.
by the way,
And
Sean Schimmel and Sonny Strait and uh, uh, let's see, what else? Christopher Sabat. You guys don't need to be taking sides because last I checked, you may be defending Monica, but the problem is you two have a lot to lose now.
Mm-hmm.
so the thing of it is, I mean, pretty much you defend her, and you watch how this pans out. You guys are going to wind up losing a lot of stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
A lot of
it's
fans.
within the realm of you seriously believe this cockamamie story that bad that you're willing to put your livelihoods on the line for this. If you are, then
Mm-hmm.
you are utter fools. And people like you do
And
not even need to be voice actors anymore if that's how you feel.
and last I checked, there, Christopher Sabat, you still have that suit. Let's see, you are if you wrong in this thing, you lose your precious. All of you voice actors will lose all your sponsorships
Mm-hmm.
because last I checked, um, Christopher Sabat is sponsored by Arby's, and Sean
Mm-hmm.
Chamel, you'll lose that Nike deal.
And as much of a pain in the butt it is to say this, almost anybody is replaceable these days, even some well-respected voices, just because everybody's taste in anime is changing these days, and
Well,
because of the new generation popping up.
it'd be
Yeah.
kind of funny is one of those well-respected normal actors, like say that people like anime. What happens if, let's say, I don't know, if Samuel Jackson or someone along those lines get involved?
Actually, sorry to interrupt you, Blackwing, but I think something like this has already happened in the Hollywood side of things. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if you're aware of the Johnny Depp. incident?
I actually heard about that.
I'm
I
not
heard that
real
he,
familiar.
well, I heard something about more along the lines of him getting fired from from Disney for something.
Hmm. I'm not too clear on that issue either, but I don't know what to say about it, quite frankly. Uh, I mean, he's a good actor and all, but now he's just kind of screwed over.
And last I checked, um, it takes years, even decades, for actors that are pretty much damaged or their reputation is
Mhm.
screwed. It takes decades or years to repair.
Yeah.
And and here's the thing, Funimation, Rooster Teeth. Um, I understand you guys are a business, but don't look at it narrow-minded. Look at it from an unbiased standpoint. Look at the facts. Look at the evidence. Sure, Vic's been up close and personal with his fans for a long ass time,
But
but it
that
does
doesn't mean he does something unsanctioned.
because most of the people that he has give hugs to or give him a European greeting, which is two kisses on either side of the cheek, which is a greeting in Europe.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe that's why they're getting all pissy about it, because we're in America.
Hmm.
Problem is, Vic. What I know is, I think Vic's is from comes from Italian descent,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and the thing is, you pretty much just. If I won't be surprised, dude. Does everyone remember what happened to the Source magazine, right?
Mm-mm.
When it started beefing with Eminem.
Oh,
Um,
huh.
we're
Nope.
kind of running out of time here, so just kind of nutshell it. Like we don't want to belabor the
Okay,
point for too long.
basically, Benzino was basically using his entire magazine. They called the Source, which was back then a hip hop, say if you're good or you're shit. What they said was he was using the was using the magazine to slander Eminem. So I won't be surprised if that's what's going to happen to Funimation or Rooster Teeth that once this
Hmm.
goes on. But I'm just going to say this: I'm guaranteeing that the authors are going to start picking their voice actors from now on.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well,
So to
anyway,
close out any
that's.
arguments,
I don't have anything else that needs to be said because we've pretty much made our point.
Hmm.
So I guess that being said, this has been Truth Time Take 2 with music, or rather, again, slipping into my old habits, with Phoenix Destiny, Blackwing, and Hero, and we're all saying goodnight. Stay safe, everyone.
lock